Today we're taking a look at this. This is the BougeRV Aspen series. We're going to unbox it, set it up, let it run for a little bit, and then show you all the cool little features. And we're going to do that next on Geekazine. What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers from Geekazine. So today we're going to be talking about the BougeRV Aspen Pro models. They have a few different versions. They have the Aspen 30, the Aspen 40, the Aspen 50, and it's really about the size, how many quarts. The low end is 34 quarts. We have the Aspen 50 model, which is a 53 quart dual zone wheeled 12-volt refrigerator. First of all, full disclosure, they did send me the Aspen 50 to review, but they're not sponsoring this video. All opinions are of Geekazine. You can go over to geekazine.com/review to find out more about this. Now, I have reviewed BougeRV before last year with a different refrigerator, which was really nice. And the biggest problem that I saw with that was that the compressor was open because the vents were right on the bottom. So if you took this into the sand, it was going to be a problem. You want to put it onto a cart. I think it's going to be the same thing here, but I think they have a better job covering up the compressor part, which I'm really happy for. But the other thing is that this is a refrigerator that's on wheels. It's got a handle, and you'll be able to pull it with you. In fact, let's take a look at all the points of the BougeRV Aspen series 12-volt fridge. It's got two zones, and it doesn't, like the previous model, doesn't have a little sliding panel that you can move around. It's technically three zones, because there's a third zone, and I'll show you that in the unboxing. It's got what's called the ice drive system, where it can do 30 minutes to 0 degrees. I believe that's plugged in. External battery support. It's got a handle for wheels and easy mobility, and it's eco temperature controlled. So you can press a button, and especially if it's on battery, and it's going to do an eco temperature, which it'll adjust the temperature as it goes to try and save on the battery. So, all right, let's go ahead, and it's in the other room. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed now. That is a wild refrigerator. You can actually hear, I call them reverb springs. But take a look at this. Look at that, right? We got a couple boxes inside, power plugs most likely. We got another area right here, water area. And then we got another basket right here. This tells you what temperatures that certain things should be at. The meat, frozen foods, seafood. The first box was basically all the power cables that you need. Just plug it into the wall right there, or plug it into a vehicle through the car charger. Like some sort of mounting system. What do we got here? So basically, this is the ice cream tray, and it slides all the way down under here. We have two zones. We have a deeper zone and a shorter zone. And we got these two baskets that we put in here, and we put in here. Simple as that. Now, I showed you that brace of some sort, and that goes back here. There's a place to put this, and that is for your external battery. So I will take this, and I will put it in here and slide it down like so. If you have the BougeRV battery, I believe that goes in there. So I think we got to put it in first. I think that was actually upside down now. I'm looking at it. There we go. And then slide that in like that. And there you go. Now you can have this charge through the cable. We definitely have charge there. That's the flashlight. Let's turn the flashlight off. And now we're good to go. So if we turn this thing around, I'll use a small handle to do so. We can turn it on from here. There we go. And now you can hear it starting up. We're gonna go from right to left here. First of all, we have a USB plug for your phone, for your tablet to charge. We got the two zones that short zone and that long zone. The L zone is at 63 Fahrenheit, but it's right now at 63 Fahrenheit, but we want to get it down to 30. And then let's say that the other zone, which needs to be colder, we'll go down to 20. In the middle here, we do have the power on, power off button, and then we have a settings button. Now that settings just flash the eco option, and that turns green to white. So a short press switches it to max, like that. And then a long press, when it's in green, it's in eco mode. And when it's in white, N2, L3, high, we'll go N2. And then that turns it all off, of course. So there we go. The eco mode will control on this side. I'm not sure if it'll control on this side. Let's check our temperatures really quick. We have 64 on the S and 63 on the L. So we'll go to L. And it's saying about 66. Yeah, about 66, 67. So let's give it some time to get down to 30.
Here's a couple quick tests that we did. First of all, this is the plugged-in power. We were getting about 120, 117. Will not go above 130 watts. And then, of course, we put it onto the battery, and in a temperature-controlled room, we ran it for an hour. We lost about 10% of the battery. Within about a 6 to 8 hour day, you will have to plug it back into the wall.
So it's been running for about a week and a half now, and really testing out temperatures in a controlled environment, outside of a controlled environment. We're going to start here with the battery here. So this is the battery that you would get for it, and we saw the little cage that you put on the back. I like the fact that you can take off that cage because it could probably scrape some legs if you left it on and you didn't need this battery. But this battery does a lot of different things. It can be used for charging the cooler. You could charge your phone with it. It's got a flashlight right there. I think you hold down the button and it will turn on the flashlight, as you can see. Plug in a utility for your car. We have USB-C charging right here. We have USB-A charging right there. We've got the power plugging into the wall or into a car charger or anything like that. We've got the power button up here, and then of course that flashlight right there. Nothing on the back, nothing on the sides, but this is great because you can, like I said, you can have a cooler, and when the cooler's empty, you can pop it off and bring it in the tent and charge up a phone, maybe put the light on. I like the fact that it is not attached directly to the cooler. So then I can also take this into the house and charge it up and then keep the cooler in the car. Let's go over to the cooler itself. So this is the cooler. It's been running, like I said, for a while. We've got two zones here. Zone 1 is at 30 degrees Fahrenheit and zone 2 is at 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Although I've been seeing some numbers on my heat gun, so let's just open this up. As you can see, I got stocked with a lot of cool stuff. We'll bring this in a little bit and we'll test this. It's saying 52, but it doesn't feel like the 50s, which is really interesting. So I'm gotta wonder if my heat gun is not doing too well. However, on the cold side, we're at about 12, which is exactly what I'm expecting here. Plus, inside here, we have the secondary container, which I have like ice cream bars and a couple extra free sandwiches, and that stays a little bit colder as the front. As you saw, we had a little bit of frost there. So defrosting this thing is actually fairly straightforward. We bring this out on the bottom of this part right here. There's a drain that you unplug, and then you let it sit with the top open so it cleans itself out and dries itself out. I haven't seen any leaking or anything like that, so that's great. And of course, you got my ice cream here. We got a nice little quiche right here. We got some vegetables and some drinks. Got some soda up front here, some milk, coffee. For the most part, it is charging, it is keeping cool. When you plug the battery into the device, the battery does keep it cool for a few hours. Don't expect, maybe overnight if you don't have it plugged in. Keeping the lid closed and keeping this on at a good temperature on both zones you should be, if you're doing an overnight camp and you don't have any place to plug it in, then this battery will do the job. And then, of course, if you don't need the battery, once again, you can take it into the tent and then you can charge your other devices during the evening, like a CPAP machine or a phone or anything like that. It's going to be a little bit heavy when you pick it up, but the wheels are really a savior when it comes to taking it out onto your campsite. Of course, rough terrain is going to be really tough, but you got a nice smooth grass, you'll be able to roll that. If you're taking it on the beach, the wheels might not be as great as you wanted to. You'll probably have to put it onto some sort of cart. I would do that with these devices just to keep the sand out of the cooler as best as possible. I like the fact of the 2 zones. They got the little baskets that you can pull out so you can see everything that's in there. So if you really pack in your zones, you'll be able to pull it out and say, oh yeah, the sunscreen's right there. The milk is right there. Let's so we can dig in the right direction to get to it. Technically, it's 3 zones because you have the cold zone and you have even colder zone underneath. So that's keeping it. And you saw that there was a couple degree difference between those 2 parts on the cooler. Once again, this is the BougeRV Aspen line of coolers. There's 3 different types of coolers. You have the 32-liter version, the 41-liter version, and then the 50-liter version, which is this one right here. So whatever cooler you need for your vehicle, keep in mind, that cooler doesn't work well with a very small car, but if you've got like a truck, you can put it in. That is from BougeRV. My name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. And what are you doing for your summer activities? Keep in mind, this is a great cooler to have around if your power goes out. We just had some storms come through and people didn't have power for up to 2 weeks. And of course, with hurricane season expecting to be pretty heavy this year, then having something like this ready to put all your cold items into to keep it cool so you don't have to go rushing and eating everything or throwing it away. What do you use for your coolers when you go out to picnics, out to parties, or anything like that? Stuff like tailgates. Let me know over at Geekazine.com, youtube.com/Geekazine, where you can like, subscribe, comment, hit the bell notification so those YouTubers get their wings. And until next time, you guys geek out and keep your food cool with BougeRV.